I met Jay-Z and I signed to Roc Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. People make it, they all can turn around and thank Beyoncé because that's it. And enough is enough. I'm everyone now. And even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a manager. And when she gets an award, she thanks Beyoncé. Oh, I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, and fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record. Fuck that. Or be a witch, or be that, all of that. Fuck all of them.
I'm telling you, everyone, that Jay-Z has a lot of secrets that are coming to the surface since he was included in one of Diddy's lawsuits, sweetie. That's what I mean. You know what? Mia has returned and is revealing more of the things that Beyoncé and Jay-Z forced her to do when she signed to their label, specifically plastic surgery. This tea is burning hot, so get seated and enjoy satanic rituals and much more. To give you some background, Mia joined Roc Nation management in May 2012, just before the release of her fourth album, Mangi. However, in December 2013, she announced that she was leaving the label. It was said that this abrupt change occurred after Roc Nation released a trailer for a documentary that detailed the backstage preparations that went into making her most recent album, and that her relationship with a label soured. She issued a statement via X, saying, "I'm leaving Roc Nation. Thanks to everyone who supported the Mia Manangi LP, Happy New Year." In addition to the documentary drama, Mia's decision to leave the label came after her 2013 album release. Manangi was repeatedly delayed. She attributed this to creative differences, saying, "At the moment, I've been told it's too positive, so we're having a bit of an issue at the label, like you need to darken it up a bit. It's like we just built you up as this public enemy #1, and now you're coming out with all this positive stuff." As we all know, Mia's time at Roc Nation was brief, but she was involved in a contentious legal battle with the NFL, even filing a lawsuit against her, claiming that her gesture was in flagrant disregard for the values that form the foundation of the NFL brand and the Super Bowl. According to the NFL, Mia breached a pre-show agreement to maintain the NFL's reputation for wholesomeness, and the league argued that she broke the contract as a publicity stunt, and later upped the fine to $6 million, which they claimed as restitution. After the NFL sued her for the purported publicity she received from the incident, Mia released a statement in which she claimed the lawsuit was utterly absurd, and that they were using her as a scapegoat to determine what constitutes unacceptable behavior in America. She also said it was a massive waste of time, a massive waste of money, and it was a massive display of powerful corporations. Absurdity. She said that they wanted her on her knees and saying sorry so they could slap her on the wrist. But she wasn't going to do it, especially because the event also featured young girls in cheerleader costumes performing a variety of nude stunts.
And if you find the larger picture where it zooms out, there is a row background scenery of 10, 15 cheerleaders, young black females that Madonna got from a local high school in Indianapolis, and they're all under 16. And if you look at them, they're wearing cheerleader outfits, hips twisted in the air, legs wide open, and in this very position. So now they're scapegoated me into figuring out the goalposts on what is offensive in America. Like, is my finger offensive, or is that underage black girl with her legs wide open more offensive to the family audience?
She told Huck Magazine I was at Roc Nation at the time, and Jay-Z was managing me. The lawsuit was so ridiculous, it proposed that they would keep 100% of my earnings for the rest of my life if I ever earned more than $2 million. Jay-Z was like, "You should sign. That is." And I was like, "No." Then after Mia did the interview, she tagged the story and told people to read it before it got deleted from the internet. because she was aware that Jay-Z may have the piece removed from the internet. As Mia had foreseen, you will see the notice. This account has been suspended if you click on the link that should take you to the article. If Mia is renowned for anything except the controversy surrounding this case, it's calling out Jay-Z and Beyoncé like they used to. In an interview, Mia claimed that BLM is the only issue discussed in the US and urged celebrities like Beyoncé to draw attention to the suffering of other communities, notably Syrians. It's interesting that BLM is the problem you can talk about in America, she said. I've heard it before, either from Public Enemy in the 1980s or Lauryn Hill in the 1990s. Will Kendrick Lamar or Beyoncé declare that Syrian or Muslim lives are important? She also returned on social media at the start of 2024, accusing Jay-Z of working with her baby daddy to prevent her from seeing her child and to make her life miserable. She wrote in the caps, "Biden won't let me see my child the longest. Processing is meant to be 2 months, and it's already been that I have to wait till a Republican wins." Wow. Based on what she wrote, Mia said that she was not allowed to see her child for stealing food when she was 18. And she also said that she believes the underlying reason for her ongoing custody battle has a lot to do with her being outspoken about peace in the Middle East, and also added, "I have shown support for Julian for 14 years and have been to the USA many times. The only thing different this time is called for a ceasefire and spoke out against ethnic cleansing. Now I am forced to pick between my child and speaking up for what's right. By God." Mia claims that the US government approved of her child being raised by a family that has been found guilty of a number of nefarious crimes. When she made reference to her child being raised by a dubious family, she was alluding to the NXIVM cult, which identified 2 of Bronman's relatives as its leaders. Mia added that Jay, who she believed was hired by the Bronfman to make her life unpleasant, was managing her at the time of her first custody dispute in 2013. In fact, she provided still another explanation for the 2013 burial of her Mangi record, adding, "I sacrificed my career for my child. They ripped me off and copied my style and gave it to their puppets and shadow banned me on every platform, but it was worth it to save him from the madness of what you know now." Mia also went further with the accusations against Jay and said that the day she was served, Roc Nation stopped all communications from her, and all her emails to Jay-Z asking for help were wiped from her inbox. In addition, she said that her house was broken into, her laptop was stolen, and she was trapped in Brooklyn with an order that prevented her from leaving for 15 years. She also claimed in her tirade that Aurora James, a friend of Beyoncé and Solange, had vaccinated her baby without her will. According to Mia, Aurora, who she claims is friends with Beyoncé and Solange, is to blame because the family knows she is antics and even called her out on it. They vaccinated her baby only to irritate her. More recently, Mia returned to our feeds to discuss how Jay-Z told her to have plastic surgery after she signed with Roc Nation because she wasn't attractive enough. She then went into further detail about how Jay-Z is a Satanist and how she refused to participate in blood rituals to sell records.
I met Jay-Z and I signed to Roc Nation. The first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. People make it, they all can turn around and thank Beyoncé because that's it. And enough is enough. I'm everyone now. And even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a manager. And when she gets an award, she thanks Beyoncé. Oh, I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, and fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record. Fuck that. Or be a witch, or be that, all of that. Fuck all of.
Personally, I think it's absurd that Jay-Z asked Mia to have plastic surgery because she's so beautiful that it's hard to tell she's 50. However, other people claim that Mia's criticism of Jay-Z only makes him act more aggressively during the lawsuit, and that Mia's claim that she was also asked to take part in Titanic rituals in order to sell records doesn't come as a surprise either. Jay-Z's former friend Larry Johnson, who was discussing their fallout, said that when he began researching Jay, things began to make sense because he apparently discovered who Jay really is, why he says the things he does, and with whom he has an allegiance. According to Larry, before it was all about partying and popping bottles, but if you listen to things again with a fresh perspective, you will see the truth, which is that Jay and Beyoncé are deeply rooted in Satanism.
Obviously, they're not serving the same Most High God that I am. And that's what makes us enemies, that I stand for a completely different doctrine, a completely different nation, and a completely different truth than he does. I don't have any materialism attached to my spirit or soul anymore. I don't have fornication attached to my spirit anymore. I mean, I just got engaged July, so my life is completely different from how I was with women in the early 2000s. And I think that is the difference in itself of being involved with Rockaware has made me see something completely different, and knowing who his allegiance is with is not the Most High God. And we all know, Satan rules.
Realm, let's not even get started on everything said about Beyoncé being a ritualist. So when Mia spoke about allegedly being asked to participate in blood rituals, people were just like, yeah, that's not surprising. One consequence of her fallout with the Carters was that she was blackballed, and like many other artists who had conflicts with the Carters, she was labeled as difficult to work with. I mean, people have even claimed that Mia suffers from serious mental issues and have called her a conspiracy theorist, all because of her fallout with the Carters. Somehow they always make it impossible for anyone who goes against them to succeed. And according to many, Mia has been one of those people. Well, there are also those who say that Mia ruined her own career. But do you think she would have done better if she hadn't worked with Jay-Z? Do you blame her downfall on her association with Jay and everything she exposed about him? Is this just another statistic of a career, ruined courtesy of the Carters? As always, I can't wait to hear what you think. So drop those thoughts down below.